We're taking a deep dive into, well, a cancellation that has us scratching our heads a little bit. It's about Netflix's Unstable. Did you ever watch this one?
I did catch a few episodes. Quirky humor, Rob Lowe and his son seem to have potential.
Right. And this article from TV News, interviews, and reviews, it really digs into the why, the big question. What does it take for a comedy to survive, especially in the streaming world? Seems like a tough nut to crack these days.
Yeah, it really does. And, the article points to low viewership as the main culprit, which on the surface makes sense. Streaming platforms are all about those numbers, right?
Yeah, gotta count those eyeballs.
hmm
But it can't be as simple as just crunching numbers, can it? Think about it, that 90s show, gone after just one season, and that one had the nostalgia factor going for it.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole unstable situation so interesting. It makes you wonder, what does success even look like for Netflix when it comes to comedy? I mean, are they changing their strategy, maybe looking for something completely different, or are they just, not greenlighting the right projects to begin with?
See, and here's where it gets really interesting to me. I'm a diehard Netflix subscriber. I watch a ton of stuff, but even I only vaguely knew about Unstable, and that got me thinking, maybe this isn't just about a show being good or bad, but whether Netflix actually gets the word out there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could create the most side-splittingly funny show in the world, but if nobody knows it exists, did it ever really exist? Like that old tree falling in the woods thing.
Right. So say Netflix does realize, hey, maybe we didn't market Unstable as well as we could have. Is there any hope for a show like this to find a second life? Maybe on a platform that really gets Rob Lowe's, let's call it, unique brand of comedy.
Well, it's definitely an uphill battle. Those licensing agreements between platforms can be a real nightmare. And I mean, Rob Lowe does have that history with Fox, but their comedy lineup is already pretty packed. Tough to see where Unstable would fit in.
Yeah, and that's got to sting even more considering this isn't Rob Lowe's first cancellation this year, right?
Yeah.
911, Lone Star, that got the axe too. Although I did hear a rumor they might film a proper finale for that one.
You're right. Lone Star did meet a similar fate. But here's a key difference. It seems like the Lone Star team knew cancellation was a possibility, so they had some time to prepare, maybe wrap up some storylines. The Unstable crew, from what I've read, they didn't get that same courtesy.
Man, that's rough. Not just for the people making the show, but for the fans too, right? Left hanging without a resolution. But, this whole thing, it really makes you think about the bigger picture here. What's the future of the classic network sitcom in this streaming-first world we're living in? Are those two worlds even compatible anymore?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, we're seeing this shift towards more serialized storytelling, those really edgy, dark comedies, think Barry or The Bear. So where does that leave the traditional laugh track sitcom? Do those even stand a chance in this new landscape? It's something to keep an eye on, that's for sure.